All right, guys and gals, back to work. Hope you guys had a fantastic day out there. Boy, markets are running lower this afternoon. Seems like everything crashing. But if you watched last night's video, you know we expected this move lower at some point today. Now, most important, we're at major lows. Overall bull market. This is the perfect spot for some bear traps tomorrow morning. Now, bear traps come in lots of different shapes and sizes. I have 3 variations of bear traps I'm watching for tomorrow. And don't you worry, we'll cover all the lessons tonight. By the time we're done tonight, you'll have an easy roadmap to make some money on Thursday morning. Now, before we jump in into my favorite trades for tomorrow, make sure you subscribe to our channel. I don't want you to miss tomorrow night's video, so make sure you subscribe. And if you like these videos, if you enjoy these lessons, hit that like button for me. Give me a shout out. Give me a hell yeah down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for tuning in, supporting our channel. Now, enough of the intro. Let's go make some money on what should be a very busy day tomorrow in our trade room. Charts are already, as you can see in front of me, Nasdaq triple Qs are all ready. All the Emini and the SPY is ready. I have 2 very simple and important clues right now on these charts that are telling us where the winning trades are waiting for us tomorrow morning. One of those clues is right here on this 60-minute time frame right in front of us. You can easily see we're still bullish overall right now on the E-mini and the SPY. We're bullish overall right now on the Nasdaq and the triple Qs. But just as we talked about last night on the video, we had that big strong down, that big strong move down last Thursday. We expected that retest. And now, like I said earlier, we are at major lows, overall bull market. This could be a beautiful spot for some buying opportunities running back up into that range up overhead. Now, here's a challenge. The challenge, though, is that's a lot of bearish momentum. Might not be easy to pick the bottom or time the entry on that. We're going to cover that, though, in a moment. This is exactly where bear traps are coming in. Nasdaq's a bit easier, right? Nasdaq, of course, overall bullish. We got support levels. But again, right, a lot of bearish momentum off that high. Would love some bear traps running back up into that range up overhead. Now, the 60-minute time frames are fantastic for the overall big picture. But the one thing these hourly charts don't give us is entry timing. To time the best entries, we'll drill down to our tick charts, our faster time frames. That will unlock the most important clues for entry timing. But before we do that, though, let's go to schedule for tomorrow, because the schedule tomorrow's a pretty busy Thursday morning. I get the GDP report coming out at 8:30 Eastern time. That, of course, is the big headline news tomorrow that we know about tomorrow. So you definitely want to be at your desk bright and early. Don't hit the snooze button tomorrow morning. That will likely get us moving pretty well tomorrow morning. And don't forget, tomorrow night, make sure you come back tomorrow night, because we'll talk about the biggest news of the week is that personal income number at 8:30 on Friday. But for tomorrow, though, keep your eyes on that 8:30 GDP. There may be some fireworks around that number tomorrow morning. And of course, we'll have front row seat tomorrow in our trade room opening up at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Let's get back to our charts, though, because it's good to know when the news is tomorrow, that big catalyst at 8:30 Eastern time tomorrow. But the money is made on these charts. I mentioned earlier there were 2 important clues on these charts. One of them is here on the 60-minute, bullish overall, right into key areas of support. But again, short term, pretty bearish. How do we time the entry now? How do we trap in those bears? Let's now drill down to some tick charts. We don't trade time charts in trade room. Tick charts make everything so much easier for timing the right entries. This, by the way, is a 7,000 tick chart, upper left-hand corner. And if you're watching right now for the first time, my friends, welcome aboard. This is the 21 EMA. It's pretty much the only indicator we use every day in our trade room at 8 o'clock Eastern time. There's one very big clue on this chart right now, and that is a bear market down into a trading range. Now, ranges, we love ranges in our trade room. Trading ranges tell us 3 important things. First, ranges act like magnets. Second, ranges love to rotate down, up, back and forth. In fact, we like to use the amount below the range to project back above the range. Think about that rotation. Back and forth. Use that range as a magnet. And the third, one of the most important things about range-bound markets is when they break out. Anytime we see a range breakout, we know the breakout sellers in this example are trying to complete a measured move. We already have the breakout leg. Now we know the sellers right now have one thing on their mind. They're trying to pull back and complete a measured move. Some of my favorite trades in these scenarios are buying bear traps off of those measured moves. Now, I have quite a few different ways to structure some bear traps down here. For example, two real easy variations of bear traps. One is called a crown reversal. Now, what's a crown reversal? If you do my failure pattern and my trap pattern, we teach that stuff in the free video course, right? If you combine a failure with a trap pattern, you get what's called a crown reversal. It's very simple. I want to be a buyer down here, but there's a lot of bearish momentum. I can't pick the bottom. I can't blindly buy down here. There's too much momentum for the bears right now. So the best way to buy this is to trap in the bears, because can we all agree right now, this is the last place you want to sell. You do not want to sell at the low of a range. You do not want to be selling at big time support in an overall bull market, right? So a horrible spot to be a seller, but I can almost guarantee you there are plenty of rookies out there who don't watch my videos and they will chase this thing going lower. Get those rookies trapped in once, let them try twice. Now look closely here. It's a higher high in price and a move right below that low. A strong green candle closing firmly above the 21 EMA, and you have a crown reversal. Again, put together a two-try failure pattern along with the bear trap pattern we teach in the free video course, and there you have a crown reversal. Now, we know where the market wants to go, right? It wants to rotate roughly about the amount back above. So we know where the market wants to go now. We're overall bullish. Now, one more variation of a bear trap. These are kind of the easy ones. The easiest one is as we go higher, watch for a shallow pullback, watch for a higher high in price, and you want that bear trap, kind of a classic bear trap, you want that below that low. These will usually be just a little bit below that moving average. So again, the most advanced one is the crown reversal. It's a failure and a trap combined together. And as we go higher, it's always going to be that higher high in price, move right below that prior swing. It's oftentimes just a little bit below that moving average, right? Now, oftentimes though, we get variations of that. For example, many times in trade room, we'll get our entry down here. We'll get this to pop up, but you know that ranges, they love to break out pullback. They love to hold the underbelly of that range. I've taken so many trades before where I get my 1-to-1 first target, I bring my stop up and get rid of risk on this. It's a winning trade, but again, we know the market wants to get a measured move, right? It wants to get that measured move I mentioned earlier. So what happens is the bears come in, they whack it running lower, and they retest the low. At this point, this becomes a double bottom scenario. Now pay attention. We can be a lot more aggressive in a double bottom scenario. We don't need that crown reversal. We just need to get the rookies trying once, trying twice. Now, why twice? Because I want their stops, right? I need their stop. Remember, we're very bearish in the short term right now. I need their stops to give me my momentum juice to run this thing back up into that trading range. This is why picking tops and bottoms is so difficult, because you're going against all momentum. You got to have those stops in there to juice this thing going back higher. So a failure pattern, and then you want to look for always that classic bear trap pattern. A lot of examples of these, of course, inside of the free video course. So think about this now. It's a crown reversal here, right? Higher high, trap below low. We don't get it to roll all the way up. They hold, they retest the low. And again, it's a failure into a trap combination. And also too, don't be surprised too, we may get this thing to go crown reversal up, right? It may then run lower, take out that measured move, right? Same thing. The measured move is just like the double bottom, right? Once it takes the measured move out, again, this is the last place you want to be selling. Anybody who sold short right here, they're taking their profit down here, right? Those bears become buyers at that low. In come the inexperienced traders, let them try a couple times, squeeze those stops. That's a failure pattern. And again, into that bear trap combination. As you can see, I like to use these bear traps in different ways And of course, we'll look for more of those tomorrow morning in our trade room. Now, let's slow down for a second because I know most of the folks watching right now, you know these patterns. You love crown reversals. You're making money with traps and failure patterns. But if you're watching for the first time right now, this might be a brand new language for you. I do look at things a bit differently here today on this video than other YouTube channels do. I do realize that. So if you're here for the first time right now, I teach all these entry patterns. I have hundreds of examples of ranges and bear traps and failures and crown reversals. I cover all the details in our free video classes. I'll put a link up top here for you. Don't you worry. Upper right-hand corner, grab that link that popped up and take that free trading course, because I'll tell you, the strategy you're going to learn in that short video series will teach you a simple trick we use in our members trade room to know exactly where the best winning trades are going to be each day. Most importantly, I want to help you start making money on your own. I'll teach you 4 my favorite entry patterns, traps and failures, pullback, strength trades. I'll cover all the details in that free video course. Guys, the markets are so good right now. If you're not making consistent money, if you're still missing the best trades each day, if you're struggling to qualify for a funded account at Apex or TopStep, hit that link, take that free course. Perfect for someone trying to make the jump into full-time trading. It's an easy roadmap to follow every morning that you trade. Also be aware too, I'm going to put all the important links tonight, the description of the YouTube video, the free class links will be down there. We trade together every day in our trade room. I'll put trade room membership information down there as well. Also too, I post a lot of updates during the day on Twitter or X. If you're on X or Twitter, give me a follow. Details again are in the description of the YouTube video. But make sure though you start with that free video course. That way you'll know how to time the entry on a crown reversal, how to trade that beautiful double bottom reversal. I love double bottoms in an overall bull market. You need to learn those entry setups. Now, one last variation, and then we'll grab a look at the Nasdaq and the triple Qs. If at any point, again, I want to trap these bears in, right? I want to squeeze those stops, right, and run this thing back up into that range. We've talked about some variations of that. If at any point this thing just V bottoms off of that low and we don't get the chance to trap in these bears, how do we trade a V bottom off that low? It'll almost always go like this. It'll V bottom and begin to grind going higher. Okay, once you see that grind going higher, that's when you know it's a V bottom. Watch closely here. Draw a trend line off the highs, pin that trend line now off that big low. And what do we always say? Look left, find one of these prior swings. And my goal is I want to combine the low of that channel with one of those swings. This is where I'll tell you, it's almost a guaranteed winner when you get trades like this. Now, I love traps. It could be a trap like I'm showing you here. It oftentimes will not be a trap, but a failure below that 21 EMA. Failures turn into pullbacks into strength moves. And again, we know where the market wants to go, right? We know how ranges work. The amount below the range, the amount above the range, leave that runner, right? Leave that runner. But again, right, it could be a trap, a failure pattern, a pullback combo, a strength move be perfect in a situation like this. And again, if this is all new to you, take that free video course and you'll learn all the details, all the terminology, and you'll be a pro at this stuff in no time at all. So at any point tomorrow, if this thing just V bottoms and rips back up into that range, do not chase after it. I know how difficult it is. When it starts popping up and grinding like that, it's very difficult not to chase after it. Remember this, first test. And with the first test off the low of that channel, and again, it could be up, down, right? And then V bottom up there, same thing, right? At any point, if you get that V bottom, that's the entry that you want right there, right? That is the game plan on the S&P and the SPY for tomorrow. Nasdaq is very, very similar. NQ, of course, overall, we're bullish overall. The Nasdaq definitely has some space to go to take out that big low. We talked about this last night. Anytime we see a strong move down, we expect the bears are trying to retest the low. So I wouldn't be totally shocked if the Nasdaq makes another leg going lower, but same basic idea, right? As we go lower, we're running into support. I want bear traps back up into that trading range above us. Over now on the tick charts here on the NQ, and you will see it's almost identical. It's a bear market down. There is that trading range, and we now have that strong breakout going lower. Now you'll notice the NASDAQ already has completed its measured move already, right? That NASDAQ, there's your breakout leg, there's your measuring leg. We've taken out that retest of that low. We know that anytime we see a strong move like that, we expect a pullback and a retest of that low. So we're sitting pretty at a nice big time level of support right now. But again, we're very bearish here overall. This is exactly where those bear traps are going to come in handy. Now, one thing I would think about right now though is they may lump this together as one leg like that and two legs like that. You know what I mean? They may lump this together as one leg and two legs. So don't be surprised if we pull back and make one more leg going lower before we get those juicy bear traps to run back up into that trading range. So same basic idea, right? Don't pick the bottom on this. Trap the bears in first with that crown reversal pattern. Again, a failure pattern and a bear trap pattern combined, a crown reversal pattern. As it runs higher, it's that traditional, kind of that technical bear trap pattern, that higher high in price, and that move right below that low. Again, these will almost always be something like that, right? Where that pullback will barely pull back above that moving average, right? A very good example over here, right? A crown reversal there, right? So they run it back lower. The bears try once, going higher. Bears try twice. That's the pattern I'm looking for over here. And of course, that bear trap pattern as we go. Again, we may get that pop up. They may retest the low. When you retest the low, you don't need the crown reversal. I wouldn't complain about it. I wouldn't argue about it, but we don't need one. If we retest the low, now it's 1, 2 back up, a failure into bear trap combination. And again, that same kind of combo right there may end up coming in and completing that measured move. Once they reach the measured move, again, horrible spot to be a seller. The last thing we're gonna do is sell down there, trap the bears in, trap those rookies in. We assume those are rookies because professionals would never sell at support in an overall bull market. Only rookies will sell short in that area. Trap those bears in. The easiest way to make money is to squeeze in those stops, right? Rope in those bears. Because, think about it. If you're stuck short and you get stopped out, the only way to get out of that short position is to buy your way out. That's why bear traps, that's why stop runs, my favorite way to make money, right? So that 2-try failure and then technical bear trap as we go from there. And again, at any point, if we make our run lower in V bottom, right? Any point you see a V bottom like that and it grinds, mark off that high, mark off that low, find those prior swings, grab that trap, grab that failure below the 21 moving average pullback combination. Again, we know where the market wants to go. It wants to rotate back up as we go here. All right, guys, that's the game plan now. Lots of bear traps right now on our radar for tomorrow. Now, don't forget, speaking of tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock Eastern time, come trade this stuff with us every morning, opening bell. The easiest way to start making money in these markets is to come out and learn and trade along every morning in our trade room. I'm gonna put all the important links tonight, the description of the video, the free class links, the trade room membership links. Start first on the free classes, learn the basic fundamentals, start making money on your own, and hopefully I'll see you sometime soon trading with us as a member of the morning trade room. Guys, hope you learned a bunch here tonight. Hope you use this knowledge to make a bunch tomorrow, and hopefully I'll see you sometime soon with us in the morning room at 8 o'clock Eastern time. In the meantime, be well, be nice to each other out there, will ya? And be here next time. Adios, amigos. Bye for now.